Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Kill the Cow Daily Devotional Podcast. I'm RA. Remember, I'm not a pastor, I'm not a preacher, I'm just somebody who puts their daily devotion online to be held accountable by perfect strangers. If you think that's weird, so am I. And today we are in Joshua 1, the little subheading, God commissions Joshua. Remember, we are very Bible focused in the first half, so let's get with it. Out of the ESV, Joshua 1, verse 1, after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord said to Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' assistant, Moses, my servant is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, you and all this people, into the land that I am giving to them, to the people of Israel. Every place that the sole of your foot will tread upon I have given to you, just as I promised to Moses. From the wilderness and this Lebanon as far as the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites to the great sea towards the going down of the sun shall be your territory. No man shall be able to stand before you all the days of your life, just as I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will not leave you nor forsake you. Be strong or courageous, for you shall cause the people to inherit the land that I swore to their fathers to give them. Only be strong and very courageous, being careful to do according to the law of Moses. Well, actually, take that back. To all the law that Moses my servant commanded you. Do not turn from it to the right hand or to the left, that you may have good success wherever you go. This book of law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do according to all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened, and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. So that right there is the main focus of what I want to focus on the second half. But because we all need Jesus in this time, let's go ahead, verse 10 through 18 to finish out the chapter. And Joshua commanded the office of the people, pass through the midst of the camp and command the people, prepare your provisions, for within 3 days you are to pass over this Jordan to go in to take possession of the land that your Lord your God was given you to possess. And to the Reubenites, the Gadite, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, Joshua said, remember the word that Moses, the servant of the Lord, commanded you, saying, the Lord your God is providing you a place of rest and will give you this land. Your wives, your little ones, and your livestock shall remain in the land that Moses gave you beyond the Jordan. But all the men of valor among you shall pass over armed before your brothers and shall help them, until the Lord gives rest to your brothers as he has to you, and they also take possession of the land that the Lord your God is giving them. Then you shall return to the land of your possessions and shall possess it, the land that Moses the servant of the Lord gave you beyond the Jordan towards the sunrise. And they answered Joshua, all that you have commanded us we will do, and wherever you send us we will go. Just as we obeyed Moses in all things, so we will obey you. Only may the Lord your God be with you, as he was with Moses. Whoever rebels against your commandment and disobeys your word, whatever you command him shall be put to death. Only be strong and courageous. So that is a whole chapter, but like I said, we're only going through 1 through 9 for the context of what the focus was. But we all need Jesus. We all need the Bible study. And this is my daily devotion. So let's get to the ad break. I will see you on the other side where we discuss Joshua 1, verse 1 through 9. All right. Welcome back to the second half of the show. You're listening to Kill the Cow Daily Devotional Podcast. I'm RA. And as always, remember, I'm not a pastor. I'm not a preacher. I'm just somebody who puts their devotion online. And in times like this, we need encouragement. I find Joshua 1 to be encouraging. This is not a direct comparison where we put ourselves in there, but we have application. We have the ability to look at this and see what God is saying, and we can apply it to our lives. If God has promised you something, he will make sure he sees it through. Let's go with it. Joshua 1, remember we're reading now the ESV. After the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord said to Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' assistant, Moses, my servant is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, return you and all the people into the land that I am giving to you and to the people of Israel. I mean, think about it. This is a promised land. This is what everybody had been fighting for. And if Moses had not hit the rock twice, he probably would have led the people in the promised land. I mean, this is after 400 years of bondage. This is wandering in the desert for 40 years. A generation had to die. I mean, and this is after the namesake of the show, the kill the cow, kill your idols, kill what's stopping you, that physical representation of what's getting in between you and Jesus. There should be nothing in that way. There should be no false idols. And this caused a generation to perish. So historically, I believe that's where we are. After all that happened, now you have Joshua coming into the zone, coming into what God is carrying out with his people. And he tells them, every place that the sole of your feet will tread upon, I have given to you, just as I promised to Moses. So everything that was his, there's an asterisk. Usually an asterisk marks something bad or denotes something bad. But this is the asterisk of a lifetime. That's saying everything that you have went through, everything you have experienced, everything that was promised to Moses is now yours. And we're not going to go over it, but if you read, verse 18, whoever rebels against your commandment, because this is after the 400 years, this is after the 40 days in the desert, this is after the 12 spies went out. Whoever rebels against your command and disobeys your word, whatever you command him shall be put to death. You now have a strong core. You have leaders putting emphasis behind your words. Think about the church right now, where the church has failed, where the church had missed out. There was thousands of churches, not people, but churches that may fall because they don't know how to conversate in the 21st century. I mean, really think about that. They're going to die out because the biggest movement in the world, yes, social media, it's a ploy to get us to feel connected, but really it's tearing us apart, because now we feel isolated in our own homes and we feel like we're connected, but we're not connected. There are people that, I saw an article on Yahoo that divorces will rise because couples are forced to stay at home together. I mean, me and my wife has already fought a little bit out of my stubbornness. And now you have a church that they already feel like they're doing good just by showing up in the door. But now who's going to go without? Who's going to think that, oh, I don't need church. I spent like the past month not attending. That's a lie from the pit of hell, and we all know it. We need people. As much as I have fought it, as much as I wanted to go against the grain, I am now realizing how much I need people. And this is a prime example. All right, from the wilderness of this Lebanon, as far as the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites to the great sea towards the going down of the sun shall be your territory. No man shall be able to stand before you all the days of your life. Just as I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will not leave you or forsake you. Be strong and courageous, for you shall cause this people to inherit the land that I swore to your fathers to give to them. I mean, those are some bold statements right there. I mean, just the two major ones. No man shall be able to stand before you. And also, just as I was with Moses, shall I be with you. And then, for you shall cause these people, or this people, to inherit the land that I swore to their fathers to give them. So the promises of God ring true no matter what. If he's promised the land, if he's promised blah, 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 and I mean blah, blah, blah in the best way possible, he is faithful to do it. In a time when we have stay-at-home orders, he is faithful to see us through. Be strong and courageous, for you shall cause the people to inherit the land. I already read that. Only be strong and very courageous, being careful to do accordingly to all the law that Moses, my servant commanded you. So even with this, it says still be strong to what? Follow what I told Moses. So you have to know the history to go forward. You have to know what he told Moses, the promises that Moses depended on. That is why social media is so important. It allows us to connect, yes, but we should take that connection and go to real life, because then when we teach people will understand the importance of the promises that were specifically given to the independent people. It's just like we're so far spread out now. Let's break it down to